Red sky at night here in New Jersey, but a storm brewing in Talladega. Welcome everybody, Friday night Winston Cup action at FSBRacing.com. We're here with the Winston Cup series at Talladega BR. Here's a look at our starting grid for tonight with Bob Dixon, the 143 taking the pole. Outside, Ryan Johnson. Row 2, points leader Slim Jim Gately. Outside, Rick Johnson returns to Friday nights. Didn't see him sneak in there in practice. Always good to see Dent come back, starting P4. The 43, Rick Bisconer in 5th place. Bill Farmer on the outside of row 3 and 6th. Jonathan Jones, Dino Francesconi, Brian Lamb, and Isaac Johnson, another driver returning after a break, coming in, rounding out your top 10. Got the 55 of Evan Castle, 53 of our new series sponsor, TG Reese. Thanks very much for stepping up, putting some hardware on the line with Sin City Motorsports. Ed Finley in the 80, starting Lucky 13. 14th, Ed Fowler. Francis Dittman in the 00, also returned to Friday night. We got Milty, we got 3 drivers we haven't seen on a Friday night in quite a while coming in tonight.
Yes, we have.
As I'm joined here by my partner.
I was just down there BSing with the guys in the drivers meeting, and yeah, the first voice of FSB, Francis the Panda Dittman in the 00 zeros.
The buckshot car.
Dude won the FSB Indy 500 and really pissed me and Jim Ray off because we lost. And
you always forget the ones that get away.
6th time there, Rick Johnson, him and Matt Watkins just have destroyed the record books here.
Yeah, this track is neither concrete nor a mile, so he's not a shoo-in, but he's always one to watch anywhere we
Rick
go.
Johnson is a great plate racer.
He's a great racer, period. He's a great racer, period, but if it's Dover, forget it. You're racing for 2nd place.
Yeah, that's his hometown, man. So.
Rounding out the field, Francis Dittman was the last car to turn a time at 15th place there. Then the entries that we should actually see on the track tonight, you got the 99 of Jim Margison taking a provisional. Mark DeSenza deciding to start in the back there. Greg Razor, and Jeff Havick's not going to be able to run tonight either. So 3 cars that you see there on that list are actually starting with provisional tonight. So look for Mark particularly to trying to work his way towards the front. My guess is he just didn't like his qualifying time and he wiped it out, which is something I would do myself. I don't like to start in the middle at these places. I like to be either up front or out back.
Well, Mark's had a run of bad luck in this series, winning in other series, so it looks like he's going to mix it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the house tonight, Greg Razor.
Heck yeah, representing the Possums. We had his grandson's band. His grandson's band, I believe they're just called Alborn now. They used to be Alborn Theory. I'm a little confused. He's going to have to straighten me out on that, but they provided our opening music there, so thank you to Greg and Alex Razor and all the boys in the band. So yeah, restrictor plate racing, although we don't technically have restrictor plates tonight. Remember, underneath it all, these Aero 88 cars are in fact trucks, truck physics. But they still punch a big hole in the air,
Yep.
Punch a big hole in the air, it slows them down, they got a smaller motor to begin with.
Well, still with these excellent setups, they're going to be approaching 190 miles an hour.
Yeah, and just the way the draft works.
Then, of course, you got to get it down to 55 on the pit stops. That's where Rick Johnson, we'll have to, see how he runs, if he's been running elsewhere or if he's hasn't run in a while. He's a busy guy, and we'll see how if he shows that 6-time championship form.
You know he will. He's one of the best in the business. along with our point leader, Slim Jim Gately. He comes in tonight 23 points up on Mark DeSenza in that championship battle. So almost a full race under this new point system we're running, where 24 points is the max you can score in a single race here at FSB on these new short seasons. So he's almost got this thing to where he can miss a week, but you know, he'd like to get a full season in for a change and finally get some hardware going Slim's way, because it just hasn't worked out in the past. Life keeps getting in the way. I tell you who's got no shortage of hardware who's showing up tonight is that young Isaac Johnson. Took some time to come join us again, as he's announced his semi-retirement before heading off to college on a full academic scholarship, mind you. I know Ryan's quite proud of that. Smart boy, heck of a racer. Yeah, I know Ryan's proud of him, and we all are here too at FSB.
Bob Dixon on the pole, his first pole of the season. He showed what he could do last week. Ran a very smart race. Got a nice finish.
Yep, Bob Dixon right there on the pole, and as we mentioned, outside front row there's the proud papa, Ryan Johnson, who finally turned his luck around. Remember how I introduced him last week? Hard luck Ryan Johnson? Well, look at that, he pulled out the win at the short track in Nashville, snookered us all on the fuel mileage and the tire wear, so that was quite a turnaround, quite a comeback for Ryan, and I know that's done wonders for his confidence in the season going forward.
Well, you know, I just had a flashback, man. I'm staring at that 52 car, and, you know, I got a chill. So many years. That was the guy you did not want to see coming in your rearview mirror, because he was about to pass you and win the race. Of course, we call him Dover Rick, you know, because he's from that area, and that's a home track. Grew up there, went with his brother, Dead Puller, we used to call him, that raced here, and his dad and family. But
the Corvette pace car, Corvette pace car ducking off, and we are about to go green flag racing here, guys. Super speedway racing, you know, you can't get away from anybody. You gotta work that co-opetition, and got 76 laps to sort this out.
With this physics and this track, an outside line can form, but early in the race, I prefer the bottom and to just ride. And
absolutely, as we are go. Put the picture-in-picture camera on Mark DeSenza once again, as he's working his way from the back of the field. It's almost like he wants to be in this shot every week.
This is definitely by design, because he know what he do.
And he's a heck of a plate racer himself. Now, people like to dump on super speedway racing, act like it's
try it.
Yeah,
that's the most anxiety in the cockpit. I've done every kind of sim racing that you could possibly imagine, and there's no more anxiety than being 3 inches away from another car, and another car behind you 3 inches at almost 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, and 2x2 or 3x3 through the field. Yeah, it's a different discipline. It's not a greater or a lesser one. And there's a reason you see the same guys up front all the time at the restrictor plate tracks. There's a reason Dale Earnhardt was so good at it. There's a reason Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon and Richard Petty were so good at it.
And there's a knack for it. And fortunately, through my career at FSB, somehow I had a natural knack for it, you know, except for blowing pit stops. As far as being on the track, it was... some people can, you know, it's just like some people are good at mile and a half. Some people are good road racers. Some people are good at both or all, like Rick Johnson, Matt Watkins, and a lot of these drivers you see here today. And boy, Slim Jim Gately is all over the back of Rob Dixon. Rob's in the point, though, man. Keep it down low, guard the bottom, do your thing. This is the place you want to be, is up front.
And I think Slim's where he wants to be too. Yeah, I'm with you. I like to be on the bottom early in a race, even if the high line is the place to be to
Even if
move.
you're gonna lose spots.
Yeah, even if you lose spots, because if something happens, it's easier to miss it from the bottom. If you're up top, something happens in front of you. Sometimes you're just at the mercy of the racing gods, whether you can miss that or not.
Generally, in plate racing, the odds are with you that you're going to have green flag runs to that first pit stop. So that first pit stop is critical. Got to be on the lead lap and with draft buddies.
Absolutely.
And you get through that, and then you become, in the sweet spot. Otherwise, you trying to catch up.
Meanwhile, we got Rick Bisconer taking 3 wide in the sucker hole there.
Francis Dittman.
Looks like he got sorted out there with Brian Lamb.
Francis Dittman hasn't raced in a while. He got me on Facebook and told me he was coming back to the league, and I was like, cool deal, man.
Absolutely. Great to have him around. I'd heard about him, but hadn't met him until just the last couple of weeks. And, yeah, definitely good to have him back. Meanwhile, Jonathan Jones trying to get something working on the high line there in that Armor All T-Bird. Mighty good-looking car, if I do say so myself.
Well, obviously you must have painted it.
Yeah, some dude with some crayons must have slapped that together.
Well, sim racing has a whole fraternity and people that do things, drivers, administrators, and painters that make all this stuff happen. And it's not easy. I've never painted a car, and not even going to try. Unfortunately, I've had, throughout the years, a lot of people that dedicated time to paint cars for me, and that's totally appreciated.
Yeah, tonight I've only got 2 out there, the 77 and the 59. But, yeah, I've done a few cars for folks around here. It's one of my favorite parts of the whole hobby we have here. It's multifaceted. We got what we're doing tonight, the broadcasting. That's fun to do too. No stress of racing, but you get to enjoy it. And man, we've had some great surprises these first few weeks here doing this together, you and me, Milty. And looking forward to a whole bunch more. It's been an adventure, another technical skill to pick up, and always a blast getting you involved again, because you called Francis Dittman the original voice of FSB, but to me you're the original voice, because you were the one doing the broadcasts when I showed up, so I had to get you back on the air. Meanwhile, we're pretty orderly, except for that high line trying to make some noise.
Well,
Jonathan Jones told me he was going to try and be aggressive tonight, and he's showing it.
Well, Rick Johnson did just what you and I talked about. He kind of laid back and let some cars pass him and got down on that bottom lane. Rick has been plate racing here for over 10 years, and with teams and stuff, and he really has I'm not sure his teammate deal, but he's been teammates with Mark DeCinces before, and you see them hook up together. He came back to Mark, and you're going to see, I think these guys, wily veterans, are going to work together as this race goes on, and they are
absolutely.
Down on that
Yeah,
bottom.
look down there. You got the 6 of Mark DeCenza, right behind the 52 of Rick Johnson, behind the 72, no relation, Isaac Johnson. Those are 3 very good plate racers. 2 of them are teammates, and
The 3 Johnsons.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if those 2 are looking to work together. And like I said, a couple weeks ago, we used to have more Johnsons than Rockridge around here. Getting that population back up.
Well, you look at the paint jobs, also the Snooki cars. Ed definitely heard us talking about it and altered those paint jobs, and we can see those numbers a lot clearly. Thanks, man.
Yes, we can see the numbers a lot more clearly, but unfortunately we can still see Snooki.
Well, that's his point. In the driver's meeting, he told me that's exactly what he said. Now you can see Snooki and the numbers. But get your Snooki on.
Ryan Johnson's picked up the 77 of Jonathan Jones in the high line, and that's looking like a combination that can start making some headway here. Two lines are starting to even up, and 59's pulling them forward.
Well, if you do stay on the outside lane and you do want to be on that lane, what you want to be able to do is make one more lap than the majority of the first pitters. Or you want to be a first pitter, which is, in my experience of plate racing against Rick Johnson for years, what he likes to do a lot of times is maybe pit a lap early and get that really good, badass pit stop without cars around him with a draft buddy.
Yeah, you got to still have at least 2 cars to draft with to do that, or you're shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah, if just 2 cars pit one lap and then 10 to the next lap, that 10-car pack is going to get out a lot faster, but they risk running over each other.
And the trick is, I'm not sure if you can do it in these cars, but in a Pro Cup car, what you do is when you do that pit stop, you switch your car over to a can and a half of gas instead of 2 cans, because you're pitting earlier.
Oh, we got a 3-wide situation forming here.
Oh, it's sucker hole.
The 59 and the 77 have gotten themselves sucker holed, and they're going to the back of that top line.
To finish my thought there, because what that does is you can still make it to where in the window of where the other guys run. If you run it out the second time, if you feel like that's what you need to do. Plus, at these super speedway tracks, what happens is they get the tires done before the fuel. If you go two cans, and they're still trying to push fuel in that thing, and it's full already. This is definitely a trick I learned from him when when Jim Ray finally got him to be our teammate. We realized why we lost. Oh, Mark DeCinza down below the yellow line. He wasn't forced down there. Shouldn't be no penalty.
Yeah, it was his teammate Ryan Johnson was trying to get in there, and looks like
he was
down there, giving him just a little extra room there. I was watching on my laptop over my shoulder there on board with Ed Fowler, our chicken run admin. He was right behind that.
Below the yellow line.
You can't pass there, but you can duck here. Yeah, you can duck down there to keep something from happening, but you just can't complete a pass down there. So that's a no harm, no foul situation, and we're good to go here. In fact, we're 13 laps in. We're probably looking at pit stops in the next 5 to 6 laps, wouldn't you say, Multi?
Yeah, and I'm thinking Rick Johnson may go, a lap sooner than that. Let's see. But he did lose his draft buddy, so now he's a couple cars back, but they can still do. Pretty sure they're going to be communicating together. Look at the scanner here and see. Now, Mark DeCinza is working with his teammates there, so Rick is in the open channel. So they're not communicating together.
Yeah, not directly.
We'll see what he does. Not directly,
Unless they got Slim relaying for them.
Well, but the thing is all these pros here know those options are available. So. Yeah,
exactly. They know the deal. Everybody can probably figure out everybody else's strategy from this point. We've been pretty mild mannered. A few little.
Oh boy, that's still so close.
Yeah, look how close.
In the cockpit. Show us a little bit of in-car real quick here before these stops. Get in somebody here. Let's see how close you are.
Yeah, we're on board with Mark DeSenza, mired in traffic on the High Line right now. He's on the right side of your screen. Here, we'll do the inset now. You can just see how close he is all the way around.
All the way around you, it's like a hive of bees around you, buzzing. Gotta keep your head.
Yeah, you can't always see.
You can't. You have to feel, and you got your spotter.
You can't always see where the other car is, and sometimes the spotter, sometimes the spotter's information isn't really that good, so you kind of got to go on the instinct of where that other car is and where it's going to be.
Now these outside guys are starting to think, maybe I need to get down low to pit. What are we going to do?
Yeah, honestly, right now, if I'm on that High Line, I'm trying to get in.
Intense.
Meanwhile, Evan Castle's quietly moved that Red Baron car. The Red Baron pizza car there. Evan Castle's moved himself up into third. Haven't talked about him tonight.
You don't see these cars steady. That's not because they want to swerve around and be funny. It's because they're holding on to these things for dear life. Arrow,
absolutely.
Push, gigantic speeds.
Yeah, these things
Cars
move.
are constantly moving around.
They move from the forces on the track. They move from the air, hitting you a little bit differently. And it's not easy, no matter what some people might want to try and tell you.
The max you can do here is 20. You gotta think stops are gonna be coming. Let's check the scanner. Nothing yet?
Yeah, I'm showing us on lap 17 here, so...
Okay, here we go. 18 is your magic number. The 77 of Jonathan is pitting. Jonathan Jones, he's putting it out there, so these guys are all scrambling. He pits by himself.
Oh, I do not know if that's the right call.
We got to wonder if he had teammates, no teammates.
Well, he doesn't have any teammates tonight, but...
So that's part of it. The 09, the Ferrari of Brian Lamb.
Now, meanwhile, Francis Dittman has almost
Dixon,
lost the draft somehow.
Spitting.
Francis Dittman, you see him back there in that purple default. He has lost the draft almost, so if I'm him, I'm pitting right now. Try and get a good hot entry and close up that gap. Say hi to League founder Jim Ray there in the chat, as well as Ken Soska. Thanks for checking in, guys. And we're on pit road, and oh, the 43 may have gotten himself a penalty. He hit the grass pretty good there.
What's up, Ken?
In fact, 43 is in the grass. Oh, that's a tough break for Rick Bisconer.
This last pack that's still out is getting ready to box here, I think. Pit. Here comes Ryan Johnson. Here comes Isaac Johnson. Slim is exiting pits.
Yep, here comes big ol' second gaggle of cars
Rick
here.
Johnson right behind the 6 of Mark DeSenza.
TG Reese, series sponsor. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Look how tight Rick Johnson came in on those cars.
Know how hard that is. Well, obviously he's still got his skills.
We weren't kidding, guys. That's one of the best in the business right there.
2 tires here. You want 2 tires. You don't need 4. Fuel.
Well, Slim and Bob Dixon
Long
checked
stop
out.
for the 6. They were trying to cram fuel down there. What you want to do is you want to try to plan it so you get left sides on your last stop.
That makes that fuel go in just a little bit faster.
Look at that 6 and the 52 on rails together, and also great stop for Ryan Johnson, feeling it after that race win last week. Let's see what happens here as they try to catch up. It's going to take us a little bit to get this sorted out.
There we go. Everybody's back in line. People on different pit strategies there all came back together. Let's see how this worked out for Jonathan Jones, though. That's what I want to see. Let's see if we can find him.
Just needs to get on with somebody to draft with.
Yeah, I just went on board.
Team racing, and if you don't have a teammate or somebody that you make friends with real quick, you go back in the weeds.
Yeah, well, see, I'm on board with Jonathan Jones right now, and you see how small that lead pack is in the windshield, and that is what pitting by yourself will do. So, a tough break for Mr. Jones there. Hopefully he can get hooked up with this car in front. Who is that? Is that Ed Fowler?
Well, and, he can get the lucky dog, and he can also, once they catch up to him, he'll start getting their draft, and they're not going to push the issue right now. So this race ain't over for him. He's got two options.
Absolutely. Yeah, just stick with it. Run your race. Draft where you can. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've come back from a lap down, the old way around here. One time me and Pops got black flagged once coming in, trying to avoid something, and we managed to work ourselves back on the lead lap before the lucky dog, so it can be done.
Who that in the lead?
Slim Jim Gately, I do believe they call him. That's our admin, points leader, professor, jack of all trades. The cream rises to the top, like we were saying, even though it's restricted plate racing.
Y'all want to race? Let's go. The mild-mannered, quiet giant here in the lead.
I give a shout out to Ed Fowler and Dino Francesconi. They got the tail end of that lead pack, but it means they nailed their stops too.
That's what it's all about, and you can make hay with that.
You got Bill Farmer and Brian Lamb hanging on the end of that pack too.
Man, come on, Lamb. He can't. 1.5 is the magic number. You got to just keep it floored and hope you suck back into that pack.
Oh, 143 is around. 143 is around in turn 3.
Oh, big rip!
Oh,
Rick
big hit for
Johnson.
Rick Johnson.
Hard into the wall.
T.G. Reese.
Oh my gosh.
Heavy nose damage to the 52 car. Rear end is shortened up big time on the 143.
Oh, man.
Oh, this changes everything, and this is exactly what Jonathan Jones wanted to see.
Exactly.
But this is not what several others wanted. And 52 has retired. So I'm going to find that replay on camera 2 here. As we are, of course, under caution as Slim Jim Gately in the 23 picks up the pace car.
Wow, just out of the infield care center is quick. Just out of the infield care center is the legend, the 6-time Pro Cup champion, Rick Johnson. But
yeah, and while we do that, let me roll the replay here, and we'll see just what happened. We're on the 143 car. Going into the corner, as I just hit 5 on the wrong keyboard.
Looks like perfect.
We see there just a little contact on the outside, and around they both went.
Yeah, 143 kind of got out of line there. and I was kind of backing off and maybe letting him back in. And 59 kind of started pushing me a little bit. And I was like, well, I might as well try to pass him then. And we got to the turn, just kind of pushed up on me a little bit. I tried to
Yeah,
avoid him.
yeah, that's exactly what I saw, man. That's how quick it happens, man. Well, good to see you back here again, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, Milt?
What's up, man? How's life treating you?
Pretty good.
Well, we all want to see FSB continue to keep going, and you're one of the icons. So you plan on racing anymore, or?
Yeah, next week I'm on vacation, so I won't be racing next week. But after that, I plan on, being back and racing.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I was just sitting here bored one night after racing, so I decided to tear down my rig and build it and repaint it. So that's why I was off.
Yeah,
Right.
well, Rick is a #1 top body man and car painter, restorer, and he can drive them too. So we were talking about your prowess at Dover, and
He showed up and schooled him. Came out of retirement to come school him at Dover on Monday. So good run there, Rick.
Thanks. I don't care how long I've been off, I can always race that place pretty good.
I know the feeling.
you think?
Well, Jonathan Jones stayed out here. He goes from being lucky to catch the lead lap again to staying out for a bonus point or something, which is kind of funny since he's not running this series for points.
Well, Rick, a former teammate and a former nemesis, he used to, make it my #1 priority just to show up to try to compete against this guy back in the day. And I thank you for that, buddy, and good to see you here. And
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I saw fun tonight. It was a blast out there. Pitting, green flag pit stops, and
absolutely, you had a great stop too, man.
Yeah, you nailed it. You were right on the 6's bumper. I was.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was pitted like an inch from Mark's bumper all the way down there.
That was beautiful. Well, good to have you back, and looking forward to getting you on some more of these Friday nights. And go give that Slim character a run for his money, will you?
That's easier said than done.
yeah, no kidding.
Well, you're just the man for the job.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Bill T, I'm going to hand it over to you because I got to step aside for a minute.
So you going to take off, or what are you doing? You want to hang out?
Yeah, I'll watch the rest of the race. I'm just sitting here now. Be live real quick.
Well, your expert commentary and skills of knowing what to do here. So we're looking at lap 26 now here. That changes. I was talking about some of the stuff that you taught me throughout the years. Once we weren't racing against each other, we were teammates. About taking a can and a half instead of 2 cans. With this mod, are these guys going to start thinking about pitting like that to maximize their delta time in the pits?
Well, I think with this mod, right, that first pit stop I took 4 tires and 2 cans of gas, so I noticed Ryan, who was put in front of me, he took 2 tires, which I beat him out of the pit, so
yeah, you did.
I'm thinking 4 tires. If you're taking 2 cans of gas, 4 tires is the way to go.
Well, I remember you telling me in Pro Cup, a lot of times you could pit a little bit early and then take a can and a half. Is that different with this mod, or?
Yeah, it's different size fuel cell, that's why.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the 88, Area 88 mod, so. If you remember back when this game was built, NASCAR went with that smaller fuel cell so that guys would pit a lot more. So I guess this game kind of modded itself after that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll be going with about probably we got some cars pitting again, probably topping off.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, obviously, if you're in the front, you're not going to do that, but.
What happened with Isaac Johnson? Now, Isaac's listed as retired now.
says gearbox. I seen him right after that pit stop. I seen him go back in, so he might have got a black flag. I'm not sure.
Maybe he lost a gear coming out.
Could be.
That's another tough break there. Yeah, looks like Jonathan Jones is among those topping off. So I guess that's why he stayed out the first time. Not so much for the points that don't matter, but for because he was going to top off anyway. And we got the lights out on the pace car, lights out on the track. We're about to get back at it. We'll see what TG Reese has. TG took a ride in that too. It didn't look like he hit too hard. Trying to take a look at that car, see if there's much damage I can see.
Obviously, that was exactly what Francis Dittman needed. Obviously,
53 car.
Been away, for a while, so.
53 car, you can see we're riding with him now. He's got a bent up spoiler and bumper, so he backed it into the wall. He might be okay. I mean, that's just rear end damage. Sometimes you can get away with that on these super speedways.
Well, it's definitely going to make it looser.
Again, that probably won't. The way the Talladega Daytona run in these physics, he'll probably be okay as far as that goes.
Well, these guys behind definitely want to make hay and stay with the lead pack, so they got to hope that TG will be able to accommodate them for sure. Single file now.
Yep, single file. Nobody's a lap down that's actually taking the restart. You can go side by side here with the leader and then centered on Jonathan Jones as he tries to work his way back up from the back of this pack. Don't think he's going to try that pitting by himself strategy again.
How about a couple of these guys here that we don't talk about very often, or we haven't seen? The Bubba Razor in P5 and Ed Finley right up there with the leaders. These guys can plate roll, man. And
yes, they can. They're regulars in the Super Speedway series. Picked up some wins of their own there.
Look at those colorful cars. I mean, Ed Finley, come at me, bro. Hell, I think Ed's older than I am, which is like dirt, so. Well, Rick, you were, it looked like you were syncing with the 6 car. We were looking on the scanner. You guys weren't talking to each other, but you raced so many times with each other. You guys just kind of hooked up and moved your way to the front. Had this bad luck not happen to you, that's right where you would be. And Mark DeSouza, this guy can drive, huh?
Oh, definitely. Well, I knew him, Ryan, and Slim were teammates, so I know them 3 would be here at the end. So I figured I'd either have to join them or I'd have to beat them with some help. I knew the 143 was fast there. I was maybe trying to team up with him, but didn't turn out that way.
Yeah.
Co-opetition.
That's right. That's racing. Yeah.
Nope.
Jonathan Jones is just looking for any place. Oh, 4 car gets down the apron but saves it, and we keep on rolling.
Oh my gosh. Bush Beer pops up to P3 there, the venerable one. He's like a fine wine, man. I mean, he's just getting better with age.
Well, I know he's not particularly a fan of restrictor plate racing or super speedway racing, to put it more accurately with these physics, but he can hold his own, and you see there he is, P3 right behind Ryan Johnson and Slim.
He likes to go fast, and looking at his car in the last few races, he's definitely got his rig dialed in, and it's all about control. And You know, we've always seen him fast, especially short tracks and mile and a halfers, and then we've seen him kind of struggle. Bubba Razor definitely being dogged by the 80. On the apron again.
More apron nibbling.
Oh, boy.
No, guys, what's really surprising me right now is at 143, he's still up behind the draft.
Yeah, and he backed it in hard into the wall.
Damage, yes.
The game is fickle, man. I mean, there's, like, you know, guys, throughout the years, there's been times where you just nick a bug and you're like, my car is slow. And there's sometimes where you just hit the crap out of something and, wow, I still got speed. You know, it's an imperfect deal, but it's pretty badass. But
I mean, his worst speed is almost higher than his worst.
Yeah. Yeah. Isaac Johnson connecting back up. He might just jump up here in the booth a minute with us and make it a foursome. Me being the brain dead that I am, I don't remember, you know, when we went green, what lap that was. But we should be paying attention to that. We're almost getting paid for that, you know. Because it's almost real, you know.
Hey, who's paying you? No, he's paid me.
Oh, well, yes. Whoops. Oh!
Oh my goodness. Who was that flipping?
Somebody got down the apron and took out the 09.
Yeah, Rick, your mic's overdriving a bit here. I can't seem to make it stop.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe back off your voice activation just a hair or something. It starts out fuzzy and then it clears up. We are under caution.
We're under caution. I'm still not quite sure who went for that wild ride. I'm going to try and find it on camera too here.
I know the 09 went into the wall.
Okay. That makes sense. I believe it was a red car.
That's a Ferrari!
It was.
It's a shitbox. You can't say that. It's a Ferrari. Sorry for my language, but...
Now you're quoting a movie. I heard it. He was up high, 3 wide, with... I come off the corner there behind the aforementioned damaged 143.
3 wide there.
Go for the helicopter view here, see what happened. Okay, I see it. Looks like 55 and 77 made a little contact, and 09 got the short end of that. Tough break for Lamb there as he's shortened up the back end of that Ferrari and has indeed retired it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, points are one thing, but it's hard to just putt around at 165 or 70 miles an hour and get lapped over and over again. It's no fun. Leaders down pit road. The Rick's talking 4 tires and 2 cans.
We got league owner and promoter Sam Young in the house too, watching live on YouTube. What's up, boss? Actually, I think we've got a new FSB live record here with 10 watching at the same time. So, thank you everybody. Go on, say hi, let us know who you are and how you're doing.
You know, we're slowly building it up and staying with it. This sim is long of tooth, but it still is badass and fun. And there's a great show here every week.
Absolutely, these are some of the best.
It's worth keeping going, man. That's why I show up.
Some of the best guys I've ever raced with in terms of attitude and skill. Definitely glad I made FSB my new racing home when I decided to come back a couple years ago. As you and I were talking about before we got going, that's it gets in your blood, and everyone you leave, you end up looking for some place to race again. It's, you know, quitting this is easy. I've done it 3 times.
Yeah, I wish I could quit smoking. Is easy.
Well, that's the joke. Yeah, quitting smoking's easy. You've done it 16 times, right?
Yeah.
What's up, you guys? Caught me spying on y'all.
Oh, and we have the boss in the booth.
Speaking of the boss,
Man, it is getting crowded up in here.
Hey,
Nobody fart.
Love it when it's full. What a show, guys! You guys are doing awesome. Always, it's just always great to see you guys doing this. And
gee, mini Christmas. Sorry, boss.
no problem.
Wow. Francis Dittman just, wow, he changed lanes there. Great. His spotter must have been right on there. Holy cow. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm not live.
I was wondering what the heck you're watching. Like, that must be some serious caution lapping you got going on there.
You should find that, though. You should find that, because that was right before the wreck. Wow. Wow. You know, how long have I been doing this? 15 years? I'm still an idiot. Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got Ryan Johnson on point after those pit stops. He picks himself right up where he left off last week.
Got a text from the former boss, who's in the 143. That's
Bob Dixon.
Bob Dixon, and he's still rocking and rolling here.
The professor from Athens, Georgia.
Yeah, the actual professor. We call Slim the professor, but Bob's an actual one.
Yeah, guys, I was checking out those pit stops, and the teammates there. Mark took 2 left side tires. Slim took 2 right side tires, and Ryan took no tires. So
that's how he got the lead, because they were taking less than a can of fuel.
Gamesmanship. Yeah, gamesmanship.
It's good to see you, Dent.
thanks, Sam.
Sorry you wrecked out, man. Yeah, I'd say you almost held on, too. You almost held on. It was like boom, 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 ping pong ball.
Yeah, I was a ping pong ball.
Yeah, you finally just got caught the last end of it.
Oh, did you take any motor damage? Because you see how the 143 is hanging tough. You might have still been able to hang on to it.
Well, yeah, now that I see that, I might have been able to.
That's the way it goes in these super speedway races sometimes. Heck, we've seen Dale Jr. win with a car that was literally taped together.
Yeah.
So we're pushing the envelope here of the pit window, guys.
Yeah, we got 40 laps to go at this point. Yeah, if you can stretch that into top off now, stretch that into a 19 and an 18 and a 20 lap run, you might be able to do it.
Yeah, I know what Sean would be doing right now.
You bet your butt. I'd be topping off and trying to save that fuel.
Off. Well, I was thinking you'd go down and top off. You're normally one that likes to do that. I know I would be.
You know, if there's a chance to make it on fuel, I usually like to top off. And then last time I had the chance to do that in the Super Speedway Series, I didn't do it and I lost because of it. So go figure. And the lights are off on the pace car. Got the 59 of Ryan Johnson ready to lead him back to green. Once again, no cars a lap down, so no lucky dog. Everybody's going to be single file. And get this show back on the road.
Well, you know, every time you have these restarts and you have these breaks, you got to bring it again. And the great ones, like, you know, Rick and Isaac and, you know, Matt Watkins and this guy in that 23 car there, they bring it again. And you know, what you going to do?
I think the guys that topped off are in the catbird seat if we go green. Because even if they don't make it on just 2 stops, the last one can be a splash instead of a half can or a can.
It really just depends on how many guys went down to do it. Because I think that if there was only 2 or 3 guys, then that splash may end up hurting them. Because 6 or 7 cars could be way faster than 2 or 3 at the end.
It depends on how many laps that comes down to, too.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is,
Well,
you
they could
still
all
could
short pit.
make 19 laps.
I don't know, Isaac, what was your F3 saying? Was it 18 or 20?
I was thinking it was gonna be about like 18 to 19.
Well, did you make 19 that first run there, Rick?
I did. I don't know about Rick.
Alright, we're under green again, and we're racing back at Talladega. 59 in the lead. Let's see if we can go back and find that,
Pushing it, baby.
what was the first car that topped off? 77, I believe, topped off.
Down the back straight. The 59, Brothers Body and Paint. Ryan Johnson, your winner last week. Mark DeSiza all over him. Single file. Now they break off into 2 lanes.
Look at that 143 still
Come
going.
on, come on. Who's going to go on the outside?
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
Rick?
You got a great big old parachute on the back of that thing, but it's still going. Now, that is fugly. Did he even let them work on that?
That's one of my favorite words, fugly.
Me too.
I can't believe the pit crew didn't cut that bumper off as bad as it's banged in. I almost wonder if he didn't let him work on it.
They don't know where to go. The guys are going inside out. They're not sure which way they want to go. They want to go with the winners, you know, but outside, inside, what you going to do?
Well, there are
Inside has the numbers.
There are several winners in that outside row. Rick Bisconer, Ed Fowler, Ed Finley, Pops Marguson. Those guys all know their way around the track, so I don't know. They can get it working up there too. I think if I'm in the 77, I'd try and pick them up too and move up some spots. He's got to get around the 53 though, because I think the 53 is off the pace. If he stays behind him much longer, 77 is going to lose the draft.
That's what happens when, you know, like when he pitted early, it started a sequence of things that just don't go your way, you know, even, you know, when you don't get wrecked, you still just track position is huge. Get behind one slower car and you lose that draft, and you could have a perfect car, but you're in the weeds with the dogs.
Yeah, see, his car is okay. The 53 is not, but 77 doesn't have anybody behind him, so he's getting slowed down by the slower 53 and not being helped from behind at all. So he needs these guys to stay too wide up there.
Back in.
Yeah, that's going to help him. The too wide racing is going to help 77 quite a bit. Looks like, yep, there we go.
Yeah, there he goes. Good job.
Yep, 53 bridged the high line. That's exactly what 77 needed.
Now you're in the game here.
Bisconer's still holding strong on the high line, as Checkered Flag Racing is 1, 2, 3 on the bottom.
Francis Dittman is, now that he's gotten in the pack, he's starting to feel it a little bit. He hasn't raced in a long time, but Jim Ray's on the chat right now, and I'm sure he'll probably comment when he beat us in the FSB Indy 500. We'll never get over that.
Oh yeah, you don't forget the ones that got away.
That's a big ass trophy we didn't get. We
All right.
eventually did, but
Ooh, looks like a little
boy.
wiggle from the 6. Good hands by 43 of Rick Bisconer to hold on to that.
let's get
Isaac, your mic's
little,
sticking open a little bit here, bud.
Let's get a little in-car real quick here, maybe, huh? So,
Let's see, who do we want to ride with? Let's get on there with Biscuit Boy.
This quick.
There we go, on board with 43 Rick Bisconer as he tries to lead that high line to the front. You can see how he's got a...
193 miles an hour.
And he gets to use that line around the track to gauge how much room he's given the bottom line. Runs it up high off the corner, try and keep the momentum up, but you gotta trust that the guys behind you aren't gonna smell blood in the water and try and dive in there and make you 3 wide. Bring it right on back down to that line.
Well, the drivers in this league have options. Viewpoint. I know my buddy Rick Johnson there likes in-car like myself. Why do you like in-car, Rick?
It's probably the most realistic point of view.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
we'll switch it
exactly.
over to what I drive everywhere, really, not just restrictor plate races. And this is my view, sans the mirror that doesn't show up in replay mode. I like the roof because I get claustrophobic from having all those bars around me, and I get motion sick from only part of the
That's a
screen
great
moving.
view, too.
The Highline's just not making the hay there anymore as they're starting to fall back into the clutches of the low line. And Bisconer drops it down in line.
It's probably getting close to pit stops here soon, yeah.
Let's see, we're at 44. We were saying there was going to be 40 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be about lap. They got to make it to lap 68 or 58. Excuse me.
Oh, those double zeros around and hard in the wall.
Oh, the
Francis
43
did.
just got
Oh,
ran to
just-
the fence.
I was watching
stayed.
him in car. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe Rick saved that.
Rick Bisconer into the wall too. Caution is out.
Yeah, we're racing back to the line. And once again, Ryan Johnson holds serve, and I will try and find the replay of what all went down there on camera 2 here.
Well, it's time to take our Budweiser accident break. Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Well, you can see it all from the same view here. So going on to turn 1, looks like the 00 and the 80 got together and around went the 00. And 4 comes off the bottom. So I'm not sure how that happened. Let's get another view. There's a weird thing with the cameras on this Talladega BR is they're... I don't know, I think they got edited some way. I gotta drop the stock track one back in there for next time. Alright, here's a better view. Just a little contact with the 4 and the 43 off 2. And yeah, he was dirt tracking that. I don't think Jonathan Jones has any idea how lucky he is he didn't get hooked as the 43 came back down the track. And looks like Bisquick should be okay. Maybe a little right side damage. But I'm not seeing it. But probably won't affect him too much. I mean, we've seen worse cars hanging with him tonight. And pit stops for our leaders, and now that tire cycle, yeah, that tire cycle caught up with Ryan there, and now Slim gets around him. Yeah, I see that, Jim. Jim Ray saying some BR track TV cameras are stuck on track level. I can probably just drop the stock camera in there because it's the same track underneath. They just edited it for the grip lines. So I'll do that for next time. tonight I'll make do.
Yeah, Slim took 2 left side tires. Ryan took 2 right side tires. Left side tires are always going to be quicker.
Yep, gets the fuel in the car a little faster, so if you're taking a can, you might as well take the lefts. Yeah, we were talking about earlier about how you gotta learn the pit stops here at FSB. A lot of green flag stops here, and when I first got here, I was getting creamed on the pit stops because that was something I didn't have a whole lot of experience with in past leagues. So I literally spent an entire weekend just pitting, and took a copious amount of notes, crunched some numbers, and found out a thing or two that I didn't know before.
Well, when you look at the evolution of FSB as, people showed up with different ideas and skills from other leagues, and it was, the bar was rewritten a lot. You get in the comfort zone, you think this is where I have to be to win, and then all of a sudden you realize guys are challenging the timing markers, especially coming in over the line and getting to that first timing marker and getting it down to the pit road speed. You can come in way faster than 55 miles an hour, and each track is different, but
each track is different. It's primarily the stock ones, or the ones that are based off of stock tracks. So this one, you can get away with a little bit of what you call a hot pit. And that's where you come in over 55, but your foot's still on the brake, and you bring it down. And sometimes, as long as you don't release that brake before you get under 55, you don't get nailed. Contrast that against some tracks like...
loops, but
the loops, yeah.
In reality, it didn't really have loops back when this game, but it makes a lot of sense, and in your mind, it's still
they had the loops. They were timed manually. They weren't done the way they are now. Or no, they were starting to do the transponder, but yeah, the game doesn't replicate that. So if you can't just give it back in one section or another. But yeah, you come in, yeah, yeah, let off that brake before you get under 55, and it nails you. Hey, we got a we got a new registrant watching us there. Hello there, Cody Luke. We'll be looking for your details soon there. Welcome to FSB. Hope we see you on the track soon. Watching us live on YouTube now. Now, contrasting the hot pit thing against tracks like this, you got some of the Kansas and the Chicago tracks that we run the add-on versions of. Where they include the cones that are part of the pit speed timing line, as the 53 of TG Reese looks like he'll come in to top off. Now those will nail you to the wall if you cross the line a mile per hour over.
Well, it's for me, it's so cool to see Jim Ray in here, the proud papa, and he started this league, and Sam's keeping it going, and everybody's all cool and hanging out, and that's why a league lasts. Was it coming up? Was it 15 years now?
It
that's
is.
Why a league lasts.
It is 15 years. This is the NASCAR 2003.
This
March. Yeah.
Chill, and they, this is a league of professional sim racers and good people. Otherwise, you don't make it. We could have a lot more numbers if we let just anybody in, but that's always been the foundation that Jim built from scratch, and now Sam carries pretty much exactly the same. So that's why guys like the rest of us have been around so long, because we want drivers out there that we race against that respect us, and we respect them. So now let's go But it doesn't mean we're gonna not lay a fender on each other because we're racing, and we race. But we try not to, but we're out here to win. But that is the basic foundation.
There's not a person on this track or a driver on this track they're not capable of winning. Every single one of them can win.
Absolutely.
It's just that's a great bunch of guys. They are really tight. I looked in a road course the other day, and they were all really close on a road course. I think it was Watkins Glen. I was so impressed. Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, I had a blast. That was one of my best road course runs, and I only finished third because Descenza and Speedy here, Isaac, they were just gone.
Base car is off, and now your sticker is going to peck our hair. Now it's winning time, man. What you gonna do?
There's your checkered flag guys up front as always.
You still gotta stop. You still gotta stop, though, right?
We still do, and looky here, 4th place, the 143 with all that damage, hanging tough. The 8 car, Dino Francesconi, great super speedway racer, has moved himself into the top 5. And oh, looky there! In striking distance is the 77. And so all that strategy is finally cycled out in his favor.
Well, he never gave up, and he understood the things he had to deal with, and he got some timely cautions.
This is getting to be that point in the race where the cream's going to really start rising to the top.
Also that point where some people are going to start making some moves that may or may not work out for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got to go. It's time to go.
But as mentioned, we do still have one pit stop to go, so I would be hanging on.
That's going to be the deciding factor of the race.
Exactly. I would be hanging on, just keeping that car under me and just try and make that stop.
Ryan Johnson looking down and putting pressure on Slim there, but wisely backs off.
I'd be looking to just try and get myself somewhere in the top 5 right now.
Pops' apron in the wall.
What a save.
Yeah, great job, everyone else. Everyone else was heads up not to run him over there. I think he might be able to fall in line and keep the draft. Hopefully he doesn't have too much damage.
The other cars in the draft here.
He's fallen all the way back to the tail end of this draft. You'll see him there. He's just barely hanging on with Rick Visconer.
Up to
TG Race behind him.
Dino Francesconi in the Hooters car from Madera, California, right up the street from me, man. Him and Dan.
Yeah, Den Francesconi, Sconi.com, the great painter, paints with a paintbrush in his mouth. Tremendous stuff.
I was showing dudes at work that his videos on YouTube at lunchtime, and one of my coworkers spent like 30 minutes just going over his website, and he was just amazed. Plus, he's a long time. He's like, I think I know that dude. And he just might. Anthony Guglielmo is his name.
Yeah, Pops has lost the draft there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Rick. He has officially lost the draft. He just lost too much momentum there. And he's got heavy right side damage. So he needs a caution. Catch that break. So yeah, he's not out of it. And he's a racer. He's a smart racer. He knows the big picture. He'll stick it out and try and catch that break.
Slim Jim Gately in the catbird seat. Just, where do you see this guy? He's always in front. That's what they told the drivers of the first Porsche 917. Well, we can't see out the back. They said, don't worry about it. Nobody else is going to ever catch you, so you don't have to worry about the rear mirror.
I'm starting to wonder if Slim even knows what a spoiler looks like.
This guy knows what P1 is. But him, he got in his, well, we said it in the broadcast, and then he said it afterwards, and he hadn't even seen the broadcast. He said, "I got snookered."
Yep.
You know? And so, once again, these two participants. Oh, Dino down on the apron there.
No harm, no foul. We'll get that back in line.
No harm, no foul, no blood. Getting close to that window.
Ooh, now down below the line there. But back in again, no foul. And again, Bob Dixon, at least as long as he's tucked in to the draft, he's keeping right up with them. I don't know if that car can lead a draft. It certainly can't be the tail end of one. But sometimes with damage, as long as you got cars in front of and behind, you're A-okay.
That car is bad fast. He was on pole, and even with damage, it's still bad fast. Jonathan Jones here thinking, okay, well, I've made a few mistakes, but now I got to nail this pit stop. Who am I going to go with?
Apologies if anyone hears a loud beep come over the broadcast. It seems that the smoke detector battery right behind me has just expired.
Wow.
I'm going to go take that out before we get a loud beep going here.
They never do it when you want them to. Thank goodness. Ed Fowler taking a look under the 77. He thinks better of it. Will Farmer not here tonight.
Alright, I can't reach without a step stool, so I just closed the door.
Great run for Ed Finley. Come at me, bro. Snooky on the back.
Yeah, he's getting snookered on the outside, though. Trying to make something work with Rick Pisconer.
He wants to, you know, he's waiting for somebody to do it, but right now it's pretty much too early.
Now, there's some competing...
You can sniff around a little bit.
There's a couple competing strategies we can play at here, because we're also going to come into the window of one stop in the next few laps here, right? Wouldn't be surprised to see some people pit early.
Like now, you know. 18 to go from here.
Yeah, we're 18 to go from here. So if a group of cars pitted now, they could pit, not lose a lap, and either take less fuel and thus have a faster stop than the rest of the field, or be in the position to take over the lead if a caution comes out and everybody else pits.
Maybe if you're in the back, you try that like Greg or Evan Castle. We haven't mentioned Evan Castle. Right there in the mix, the Red Baron Pizza Buick, it looks like. No,
that's an Olds, yeah.
Olds, yeah.
Looks like they modified the Buddy Baker 88 car from this era.
We haven't mentioned Evan once, and
no, I got him earlier.
A fine job. Okay.
I got him earlier.
That's my teammate.
That's some nasty pizza too, man. Have you ever had Red Baron?
Those brain cells are already dead, so. Come on, son.
I think that Red Baron pizza sauce is half onions. It's nasty.
You know, when I order a pizza, it's usually because I'm working out of town, and I've had, you know, a few beers, and I just want to eat and go to sleep, so pretty much eat it.
Yeah, this is the frozen stuff, not a store.
Ah.
That was one of the toughest parts about living in Texas for 6 years. You know, being a Jersey boy, there was just a lack of real pizza out there.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was looking at Ed
Visconer on the apron.
and, now we see Papa Bill Farmer still in the mix here.
Yeah, what happened to Will Farmer tonight? We didn't see him out here.
Yeah, DNS for the 2-car.
I thought he was going to try and make a start tonight. It's a nice car that Bill Farmer has, though. I don't know who did that one, but very nice detail on it.
You know, this is the calm before the storm here. Obviously, they all want to run it out and try to get no tires or new tires, how much fuel you can get. Rick Johnson, what are you seeing here with your excellent strategy calls here? What would you do?
Well, first thing I want to do is make sure I had some teammates.
Absolutely, yeah.
Some teammates, or at least some like-minded individuals.
Exactly.
Honestly, if I'm in a position anywhere but the checkered flag guys, I'd be looking to hook up in that high line with 77. 43 is still looking strong even after hitting the wall. And the guys who aren't afraid to go up there are the guys, your only chance of moving forward if the top three got the bottom line locked up.
Doesn't it have to be no tires and fuel like a splash here? They can't make it, can they? No, it was 26 laps.
Yeah, they can't go all the way. It's gonna be.
Got a pit, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Is it gonna be a can or a half can?
Now I would bet on checker flag guys probably running it out and then pitting, probably taking their tires.
Meanwhile, the high line is shot out of a cannon there.
So if I was these other guys, you know, I would try to team up and do something different than what them guys are going to be doing. Like I'd probably pit now or something.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about before. Here we go. 6 and 8 have ducked off. 23. 59. 55.
No. Oh my gosh. Wow,
if Evan Castle didn't get a speeding penalty, that's the stop of the race.
I see that's a Matt Watkins like stop right there.
So here we go. We got the Highline guys. They're splitting this in half. They've pitted with 13 to go. So they split that 26 lap run in half. Now if I'm the rest of the field, I think I'm going to run it out.
Slim goes in first, but Ryan Johnson's kind of angled there. No tires, fuel for the 23.6. Everybody out. Great stops for all those guys. Slim Jim Gately nails it. Step yourself into a Slim Jim, baby. Come on. Money time.
Dino Francesconi also hanging with that group.
Absolutely great run for Dino. Come on, Dino, get in that draft.
This is going to help him.
That thing through the floorboard.
This is going to take 2 left side tires, so that extra grip air might be helping him out right here. He's past Slim on the outside.
Exactly, and he beat him out of the pits. With that amount of fuel, what do you think they got there? Half
Slim Jim back in. Slim Jim is back into the pits.
Speeding for Slim Jim.
Our points leader has been busted.
Gosh. What about Evan Castle? He's out of the picture.
He's in the pits as well. So Evan Castle was indeed busted.
You busted.
Yeah, so right now this lead pack needs to run it out. They need to run it out, get as big a gap on that now 2-car checkered flag pack. Now, what the checkered flag guys need, they need a caution, because they're good to go to the finish, and the rest of the field isn't. So if they catch a caution, they're going to be right out front again. If they don't catch a caution...
More pit stops, I think.
They don't catch a caution, this group right here we're looking at is your fight for the win. We got the 80 ducking in, the 05, 43, 77, 06 stays out all by himself. I don't know if that's the move. Whew! Bob Dixon dove it in there.
Down pit road, look at that gaggle. Where does he pit? Where do I pit? These are the things that come in your mind instantly. You gotta bring, where are these guys at? And what these guys do. In your mind, you make a record of where these guys are in the original starting order, and after pitting a couple times, you know, here they come out of the pit road.
No tires for the 143.
Yeah, that's what you'd want to do on this last stop if you were running it down to only 9 laps of fuel.
Yeah, Rick Pisciner, all that group coming out.
Actually, 9 laps of fuel is a can, so I don't know, they could have taken one side and not been slowed down. I guess they didn't want to take a chance of an air wrench jamming.
Well, that's what Mark DeSouza did.
And look at this. They've caught up. The 3-car pack of the checkered flag guys and Dino Francesconi. They made up the ground.
I don't know if Dino's gotten a win, but he sure liked this one.
I think 43 will keep the lead here.
Yeah, it's Rick Pisciner, Steve P, the Racer's Edge.
He was showing an awful lot of bottom track.
Mark on the outside.
It's 3 on 4. Oh, that's not the move to make there.
Oh, come on.
The bottom line's not as well organized as those 3 up top, and Ed Fowler's joining them. Ed Fowler's joining. Jonathan Jones looking for some place to go. It's getting down to it, boys.
You're always thinking about yourself, but you're always thinking about where you can put yourself with so many laps left to get a chance.
And the 80's on pit road.
Sometimes that's, sacrifice. Whoa. Wow.
I don't know what that's about. He must have also had a penalty that he finally had to serve. Meanwhile, high line's now 43, 77, and the 05 working the high line, and checkered flag's gotten back to the bottom. Your wild card, your free agent, it's going to be Dino. I know he's not afraid to make a move to the high side when the race is on the line, so we'll see how this plays out.
Mark DeSouza side drafted on the 77. They pushed him up a little bit. Nobody knows where to go. They're sneaking back and forth behind. Can Pisciner get back in front? No, now he's got the 6. Mark DeSouza on the inside, and he gets the lap with 7 to go.
This is the real white knuckle portion of the race here, and it's for all the marble.
We're coming up with Evan Castle here.
Yeah, they caught Evan Castle after his penalty. Whose friend is he going to be right now?
Oh, he's right in the way. Woo.
He moves out the way and doesn't be a factor. Great sportsmanship move right there.
Yep.
You know, that's how you earn your membership here at FSB. Sucks, you know, you want when your race goes bad, but especially in these play races, when you're done, you're done.
He's a top-notch guy. We had lunch over there by Chateau Elan over near Linear Speedway in Georgia. Just a couple weeks ago. What a great guy. Rode his bike and rides. He's just a real sweetheart of a guy, man. He's started this game, as far as I know. He started from scratch just recently.
Like we all have, you know.
Yeah, but it was just recent. He'd never even seen this game.
Yeah.
Saw our website and said, "Let's do this," and they
absolutely
great. Awesome.
That's kind of amazing because I mean, yeah, we've been doing
this on eBay or a lot of places still very cheap, and loads of fun, and you got a league here that still is pushing it every night of the week, damn near.
Well, that lead pack has sorted itself back out with 5 to go. Single file.
Mark DeSenza with the move.
Yeah, DeSenza and Johnson up front, and what are they plotting and scheming behind them?
Well, you got to go for it, but not yet.
Well, not yet, and Evan Castle has caught that draft. He's still part of the pack. He can still make a deal, still help somebody out, as Rick Pisconer's looking to the high side again.
Absolutely.
I think Dino wants up there too, but he just didn't quite have it cleared.
There it goes.
Come on, Dino, pop it out there, and I think those guys will go with you.
Yep.
4 to go, 4.5 to go. Not yet, right?
I've raced Dino a lot in these situations, and I know he's looking about 2 to go. He's looking to pop out. So I'd say that's where we're going to look for it.
But you need the outside line to develop, so you need a few laps, so it's got to be pretty soon.
I'm hoping Dino jumps out soon.
Well, he knows that those guys will go with him. He can see it. He's stuck the fender out to see who's going. Go!
You get a good run on the back straightaway coming into this corner, turn 3, and they fall behind. 3 against 3. Make it 4 against 3. You got business you can handle here. What's Evan going to do? I've been in that position before, like Evan, and I'm always rooting for the underdog, and that's usually the outside line. So,
Jonathan Jones in the wall. He saved it.
A great save.
Meanwhile, is Ryan Johnson content to just ride with his teammate? Or is he going to try and make it back-to-back? Team orders go out the window with 2 to go.
That screws everything up. Now they got to reformate. They're coming up on 2 to go. Dino needs to make that move again.
2 to go this time by. It's now or never if you're the 8th, 43. And let's not count Ed Fowler out of this, because he's right there in striking distance.
Absolutely.
And hey, that 77 ain't going anywhere either. He is still right in it.
Oh, Dino hits the apron.
That doesn't
He's thinking right now, what do I do? Do I go out?
Time to go.
Gotta go. Exactly. Gotta go.
It's no guts, no glory time.
Third is smirred right here. You want to win this race. There you go, son.
43 to the outside again.
And
He's
that's
got
the
the help.
move. That's a great place to get the run coming out of 2. But he gets shut off, and there's contact with Rick Pisconer.
Man, we got more fender banging in the short track tonight. And so far, nobody's wrecked doing it. Well, somebody left some smoke. Oh, the 00 is around at the entrance to pit road. 53 slow on the bottom, and here we come to the white flag. What? I think the A-car's got to run. He had to run.
Green. Come on, son.
It's now or never. Now or never. Who's going to make the move? Is Ryan Johnson going to hang his teammate out? Is Dino Francisconi going to make the move? 77 to the outside with a huge amount of momentum off of 2.
That's the best place to get a slingshot.
You think Ryan's going to settle for second?
The thing about Talladega, and this was Bill France's design, he put the start-finish line after the tri-oval turn.
Come on, come on! Marcus
Someone's got to pop out now or never, and it's locked in. I don't think they got the run, but good move by Ed Fowler to the end of this race. Pull himself in 4th.
Sniff out there,
And there you have it. Excuse me.
Wow, what a great job by everybody.
Woo! That's professional sim racing right there.
Yeah, it is. Green flag
Man.
and all.
You know, I thought that the checkered flag guys were toast when Slim got the speeding penalty, and the big pack stayed out several laps after them, but they must have really nailed the pit stop to even have a chance at it. And as we said, the cream has risen to the top. Mark DeSenza, I believe that's his 3rd win on the season. And I believe he'll just drive it on down pit road and park it. That's his style. Yep, there he goes. No burnouts. No donuts. Just act like you've been there before. Oh, he gets turned by his teammate, though. There we go. They tricked him into a little bit of a burnout.
I'll get you some.
We'll see there our final standings. Mark DeCenzo, our winner. Brian Johnson in second. Dino Francesconi, a solid run to the podium there in third. Ed Fowler, 05, finishing fourth. Jonathan Jones. How many times did we count him out tonight? But he hangs on for a great top 5 run. 43, Rick Visconer in sixth. Bill Farmer, 7th. Greg Razor. Great job by Possum there with the top 10. Coming home 8th. Bob Dixon with all that damage. I don't know if he finally caught up to him, which wasn't a good pit stop, but he comes home 9th. Slim Jim Gately stays on the lead lap, but falls all the way to 10th to round out our top 10 after his pit penalty. Pops Margison, Ed Finley, closing out your lead lap colors. Evan Castle, again, tough break on the pit penalty. 1 lap down, TG Reese in 14th, Francis Dittman in 15th, and then Brian Lamb, Rick Johnson, and Isaac Johnson all retired. What do you say, Milty? You want to go down and get our...
Glad job.
Not very good. 15.
15 finishers, 12 of them on the lead lap. Only 2 cars retired from contact. What do we have, 3 or 4 caution plates?
I'm looking forward to this race, Sean.
I knew it was going to be a good one.
Well, I hear them hammering away in Rick Johnson's garage. They're going to fix that thing and come back next week.
Gonna come back next week, and what is next week? Let's take a look here at the schedule here at FSBRacing.com. Is that the Riverside race?
Yeah, I won't be there for that.
Next week is indeed Riverside 1970.
All I know is in a couple weeks there, we're coming out, so you'll see me there.
Yeah, of course we will. And there's the winning picture from Mark DeCenzo's car. As they spray confetti and champagne, or probably beer, knowing Mark, all over it. Alright, my partner has dragged our podium finishers up here. Let's start with our third place finisher, Dino Francesconi. Great run, man. You were pretty quiet and smart all night. And you stuck with those checkered flag guys to the finish there. Tell us about your run.
Just alternated tires and picked a group of guys that work together that we can work our way to the front. Just stay with them.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, we were looking for you to make the move. We were expecting it. Were you peeking the fenders out there, looking for the right opportunity to make a run around those guys, or were you just locked in?
I was dedicated.
All right, because I know you're not afraid to make that outside pass in the last couple laps.
He knew I had my checkbook with me.
No, I'm not. You and I had that on a ticket before. Remember, I went across the hood.
Yeah, you did.
Well, the thing was, the next pit stops did against these, the best, some of the best in the world. And, you nailed it. You got yourself in that position. That's hard to do.
Yeah, you guys were the smaller pack, and we had to nail the stop to not have the gap throw insurmountable with that bigger pack pulling away. So that was good stuff. We nailed the stops, and a solid run there, Dino. Right behind, 59. Last week's winner, Ryan Johnson, came up one spot short of a back-to-backer.
Points, baby.
Do you have any thoughts about hanging your teammate out there, or what?
Really?
No. It was we'd all agreed on it because there for a while, as you noticed, it was me, Slim, and Mark running together, and it was whoever's in front we were going to help. And I do have to get out and give a shout out to Dino, number 8 there. He worked with us from that last pit stop on, and that goes a long way. That was awesome.
Yeah, you guys would have been toast without him.
Yep. Slim got the black, and Dino stuck it out there with us. And I attribute my success and obviously Mark's success for that. So it's awesome.
I was telling Dino, hang it out. I said, get out there, get that second lane going.
Yeah, we were up there stirring it. We were looking for you guys to get some moves going. But yeah, great stuff there. And Mark DeRocket comes out and wins the Super Speedway race here. How's it?
Winner.
Yeah, look out there for you, buddy. Other than clear view to the checkers.
Yeah, it was a good race. Fun again. Like Ryan said, I got to thank Dino. Been doing some talking to him lately. In my eyes, I race every night, and I think he's one of the most improved drivers
Absolutely,
that I've seen lately. And we've been talking a lot, and stay tuned.
Yep.
But all right.
Without him, we wouldn't have done nothing. He stayed right with us, and I just want to say, bad luck for Slim. I mean, it might have been I might have gained points on him tonight, but if he won the race out of the pits, we were following him. We weren't going to pass him, and it just sucks that happened to him because he was with us the whole night.
Well, you did pick up some points, and I've got those updated standings up there on the post-race show screen, and you're now 13 points back. You came in 23 back, almost the full race. So, I mean, that closed a huge chunk of that gap off. And we're looking at
racing and, it happening like that, but I guess you got to take it.
Well, you got 4 races left to knock an average of 3.25 points per race off to catch him. I think you can do it. It's hard against him, but I think you can do it.
You're real smart,
Yeah, because I can divide 13 by 4.
Well, I never would have thought of that.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot of points per race, but
it is a lot under this new system.
One of the best out there, and I could have a perfect race and still not beat him sometimes. So it just, we just got to see what happens because he's the best out there. So
you're at Riverside next week.
Well, he's had bad luck tonight, and you had bad luck last week, and you got a lot of other guys here that think this thing ain't done yet. So
I have seen far too many of these go down to the wire.
I see excitement in our future.
But if I don't win it, then I got beat by the best in my eyes. So, that's how I look at it. If I beat him, then I feel I beat the best.
That's absolutely the way to look at it. But hey, you're one of them too, so don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, I got a little skill. You gotta have luck in everything.
You won a few races here and there, right?
Yeah, luck is a skill in itself. I mean, you gotta have luck, strategy. Without that, you aren't gonna win no races here. I don't care how dominant you are. You have to have stuff go your way.
Yep. Still recruiting here as we end this broadcast. Got new guy checking us out, so.
Yeah, good to see that we reached some new fans tonight. I put it out there on Facebook in the NR 2003 group. So thanks everybody that's tuned in. Still listening to listened before. We might check this out after. We really appreciate it. And come on out and join us.
Thank you guys for doing this.
And how about thank you to you
Milt
guys?
Is Milt. Greg, you're Greg. Sean, you're a natural, and Milt is Milt. Good job, guys.
Thank you so much for doing this from the bottom of my heart, guys.
Awesome. I agree. Awesome.
I'm having a blast. I love having Milt back. That was one of the goals of doing this. I wanted to get Milt back. We wanted to get Milt back on the air. He's the voice and the spirit of FSB to me. So
thanks, guys.
I raced against Milt a lot when I first started, and boy, I'll tell you, he whipped my butt. Let me tell you.
I tell you that Francis Ditton is in the house too, and he's a big fan of yours. Also a former broadcaster. All right, guys.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for coming on out. Thanks for coming up and talking to us, and thanks everybody for watching. For Milt Minter Jr., sorry. I'm Sean Reap. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Hey, good win, Mark. Night, guys.